Beautiful balls. Hey folks, what's going on? I want to put a quick video out there. I was just going through social media, the different platforms, and I saw a guy out there talking about the golf swing. And this guy, he knows what he's talking about when it comes to the golf swing. He really does. But I was a little bit confused on one of the things he said. And I think this is a misconception. So I said, let me clear this up. And it's a misconception with old school golf instructors versus modern golf school instructors. But before I finish, folks, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. It means a lot. It sure does. It means a lot. It gives me the ability to be able to do more things, to be able to share more ideals and share more content. Okay, so here we go. So he was talking about how the average golfer cannot play from inside. So why are we still trying to say that? Play there. He was talking about how the club actually comes from out here. The club comes from out here. And it was kind of throwing me off because I was like, well, the club does, once it drops inside, we do square it up, right? But the misconception is right here. Modern golfers are not talking about the club head when they saying drop the club in the slot. That's not what analysts or things are talking about. They're talking about the butt end of the club and the shaft. Where's the shaft approaching from? Now think about this. If you're trying to approach the golf ball with a modern golf instructor and the modern golf instructor tell you to hit from the inside, right? They're not talking about the club head. So try to get that butt end on the outside. Look where you are. Look at the separation you have in your arms. But a modern golf instructor, because he has motion detection equipment now, they know that you drop it inside, you point that butt in, and then you have the release, the throw. So it does come here, but before the head can get here, we have to apply a force to the handle. And that's that inertia that gets moving through the club and we get that club head speed, right? We know this, okay? Because a force has to have a pushing motion or a pulling motion, right? So in golf, we prefer to have a pulling motion. Pull that butt in, point that butt in, and then simply release it. That's what they're talking about when they saying hit from the inside. They're not telling you that you got to hit from the inside. That wouldn't make no sense at all. But I watched this video, and it can be very, very, very confusing because, very, very confusing. It can confuse you a lot. Woo! Because the instructor was adamant about what we can do and what the pros can do and what we can't do and what the pros can do. And it was absolutely wrong. We have high handicappers that learn how to point the butt in and then get the throw. It's not rocket science. When you start paying more attention to the handle, the hub, so many more great things are going to happen to you and happen with your golf swing, because now we're controlling what's going on with the handle, which goes directly to the head, and then we got wrist angles, right? So it's very simple. So step into your ball and just make sure you're getting the right information. Now you run that video back, it's gonna show that I'm here and then I'm here, right? But you're gonna see the handle was here. I guarantee it. The handle's here and then you whip it around, right? And then that handle comes up and back. That's the torque. Torque and forces is the key. Start paying more attention to what the handle is doing and less what the head is doing. I do teach some head drills. When I want to have a player work on club face control, I have them finish with the toe at 12 or 11:30, right? Here's the clock. So the toe finishes at 12 or 11:30. I tell them we don't never want to be over here at 12:30 or 1 o'clock. So it is some drills out there that are really, really good for you to help you with club face awareness. But if you really want to start getting in that strike zone that amateurs and pros can get into, start thinking about the handle. And you want to point that handle at the ball. Now, some people play with it right down the line, right here. The really good players are right here. High handicappers got the butt end pointed at them. They've already lost all their angles. And down they over the top, right? Over the top, aiming 30, 40, 50 yards to the left to bring the ball back. That's not what you want to do because it limits you to the type of courses you can play. So you can play over the top, right? But over the top is not the shoulder coming around. You still point the butt in, and then the ball comes around. There's a huge, 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 huge difference. Trust me, that is. Think about a pane of glass, the Hogan pane of glass, and what you want to do, you never want to break that pane of glass. You want to stay under that pane of glass. But that pane of glass only goes from the hips down to the ground. We're not worried about it from the neck. It just goes from the hip down to the ground, and you swing it, point the butt in, and swing it around. All right? Let me grab another ball. Because that video really bothered me because the information it was given, it could be like really, really mess some players up. Because the modern golfer, again, is swinging with the hub, the handle. And that's why, I can understand when somebody say that the pros can do this and the amateur can't, because the amateur may be still thinking about the head of the club versus the handle. What are we holding? We're holding the hub. We're holding the handle. So why are we not focusing more of our attention on the handle? All right? Step behind my ball. Beautiful balls. I pointed the butt in and I just had to throw the release. You can work on these. You can make these your swing. It's not difficult to do, but you do have to put the time in, you have to put the work in, and you have to take ownership. That's the biggest thing. You have to take ownership, do the reps, put the time in, and you can own that swing. It's not only reserved for the best players in the world. The best players in the world have something that we don't have. They have hand-eye coordination on the level that we don't have, and they have the ability to create a club speed which translates over to a ball speed that we don't have. Everything else we can tap into. Take care, folks. Beautiful balls.